Hi guys, it's Maive and today's video is how to keep your clay clean. So here are some of the things I do and a few tips that hopefully will help you keep your clay as dust free as possible. Hope you'll enjoy. Before I even get my clay out, I make sure that my work surface and surrounding area is clean. So I spray it with all-purpose cleaner and dry it with clean paper towels. I like working on glass, which is super easy to wipe and very comfortable to work on. After that, I move on to my pasta machine. Using the same damp towel or a new one, I make sure that I wipe every inch of it. Not only for dust, but for all clay that likes to hide. I usually hold a paper towel in between the rollers as I spin them. If your rollers are staining your clay with lines that look like grease, you can use white scrap clay to clean it up. That is actually not grease, but old clay. You can repeat until the clay comes out stain-free. If you turn your pasta machine upside down, you'll see bits of clay trapped in the scrapers, in which case you can use a stick to get some out or to loosen it, so then if you hold the machine up, some of it will fall out. You can also slide a cotton bud in there to pick some up. Then you can go back in with your white scrap clay to pick up any loose bits of clay. Next, I spray more paper towels to clean all the tools that I'm going to be using. Having dirty tools will only cause you to transfer dirt onto your hands and clay. If you have clay trapped in your tools, you can use a needle to loosen it and a toothbrush to brush it away. Don't forget to clean those tools too. Wash your hands only when you're ready to work and don't touch anything else apart from the clay, so have everything at hand. Make sure to wash underneath your nails too. Then dry them with clean paper towels. You can keep the damp paper towels on the side to wipe your tools every now and then when you're working. I don't use baby wipes as I think they still leave lint behind and they wet everything too much for my liking, so I have to use paper towels to dry everything up anyway. I don't use baby oil either as I don't see how it is supposed to make your hands any cleaner. If anything, they'll get stickier to anything lying around. Also, having oil in your hands could possibly soften your clay too much. I only use a bit of cuticle oil and moisturizer just because my hands can get quite dry while working with polymer clay and nail polish seems to react to it, losing shine and even lifting. I store my polymer clay in see-through boxes like this one, so it's easy to see what colors I have. I mixed these colors from leftovers and ordered them from the lightest to darkest. These boxes have several compartments and the dividers can come apart if you need extra space for a bigger block. I also have other similar boxes from ice cream containers, which are good for storing clay too. I found that these soft plastics don't react with polymer clay, however, hard plastics like this would make the clay very sticky. To avoid staining your light colored clays with darker colors, the best thing to do is to start by the lightest and finish up with the darkest. If your hands or tools get dirty, you'll have to wash them again. You can remove lint from raw clay by scraping it with a knife. If it's already textured, you can remove the lint with a knife, re-texture it and shade it if needed. I don't mind fingerprints and most of the time I start working with my fingers but I finish with other tools, so the fingerprints are no longer visible. If you have larger pieces and you want to get rid of fingerprints, you can gently smooth them down with your fingers or even with a very soft brush. You can dip a soft brush in a little clay softener or liquid clay, which will not only smooth down the clay But also, if your clay got covered in lint or fluff, you could first try and carefully scrape the bigger pieces away and then brush the clay as long as you wipe the dirt away every time on a clean paper towel. If you have carpeted floors and rugs, hoover them regularly to reduce lint and dust, and clean all surrounding surfaces in your craft room if you have one. I live in a studio flat, so a craft room is a dream for now, so I try to keep everything around me as dust-free as possible. I work in my kitchen on a glass board. The place where you work is personal choice, but you might want a place with good natural light and as clean as possible. I don't keep fans or heaters on where I'm working as I don't want lint flying around. I don't wear woolen jumpers or anything fluffy while working with clay, and don't keep throws, fabrics or anything like that near my clay. Pets should probably be kept away from your craft area. I have tried using latex gloves and they weren't for me, but you could give it a go and see what you think. Keep in mind that you will need to change your gloves between projects, if not several times during the same project, depending on how stained they are. Pure acetone is great to remove not only stains and lint, but also tool marks, fingerprints and shiny spots on the bottom of your charms where they sat while baking on your tray. Acetone works by melting the clay, so it might not be a good idea for textured and shaded clay, as you would remove that too. You can still remove lint from baked clay by wet sanding your clay, or as last resort you could maybe get away with painting it if possible. Make sure it's pure acetone and not acetone-free nail polish remover, or it wouldn't remove anything. I store my few raw canes wrapped in tin foil in a soft plastic box. I can't obviously see which one is which, that's why I've written tags on them. You can also use Ziploc baggies. The same goes for pre-baked sprinkles, chocolate chips, confetti and nuts. Baked clay doesn't react with plastic, so you can store it in any plastic tube. And when I run out of wrapping devices, I use a clear freezing bag. I really hope I was able to answer most of your questions. I haven't missed any of them out, so if you can't find your answer here, then it means it's more relevant to another topic, which I will be filming soon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye! Ciao ciao!